Morning guys, welcome to Know Your Alpha. Today we are going to discuss about large language models and small language models. So we are hearing a lot about things like ChatGPT, Gemini, Cloud, etc. So what are all these things? What are all these things? They are large language models. So what is a large language model? Today whatever you're going and typing, you're getting information. So how is it happening? It is because of large language models. So what is a large language model? It is a type of AI trained on vast amounts of text data to understand, generate and predict human language. So you are going to have natural conversations over there. Whatever you want information, you are going to type it there. As a conversing agent, you are getting the information from the opposite side, from the large language model. So how it is going to happen, how it is actually working on. Like there are billions of parameters these models are working. They are getting the information from the extensive library of books, articles and web data to reason to your query. It is designed for complex tasks such as nuanced responses, conversation and reasoning. So what are some popular large language models? So OpenAI's GPT, which everybody knows as ChatGPT, it is the first one which has come, and it is known for detailed and context-rich responses. And Palm 2 from Google, it is multilingual, designed for diverse tasks across languages. And from Meta, Llama 2, open source, designed for research and high adaptability. And Cloud from Anthropic, it emphasizes ethical AI designed to avoid harmful outputs. So these are large language models. And these are only some examples of large language models. There are many out there and many are being developed and many are being streamlined, fine-tuned and developed. So what are the advantages of large language models? So if you could discuss like comprehension and context, capable of understanding complex context and nuances. They can perform a wide range of tasks. If you want to write a creative piece, it can write it for you. And if you want to solve any complex problem, it can just give you the how to solve it. And many other things we can be able to do with the help of ChatGPT or other large language models. So they can be fine-tuned for specific applications. You can even get your coding, you can get your customer support, if you want medical advice, you can get over there and whatnot. The large language models are trained in such a way that they are ready to answer your queries in a more natural conversational style. So what are some limitations? So there's high computational demand. So it requires extensive hardware, extensive memory and high processing power. So because of the kind of queries people ask, and also they have the information they have to retrieve from various sources, the processing times vary, but it is only for high-end tasks, not for the daily conversation tasks that like slow processing time. Of course, the latency time for a big, I don't think like we have encountered many instances of that. Maybe at enterprise level, there will be some processing times a bit slower, not in general case. They're expensive to train and operate with significant power consumption. And also we are hearing of late there are some biases for the large language models to give information. So these are some limitations that LLMs are working on, and hopefully they are just overcoming all barriers to just give you a wonderful model to just naturally converse with you, to help you with your queries, to tasks. It is just streamlining your thinking in a more structural way. So these are designed large language models for tasks. Now let us also listen about small language models. What is a small language model? It is a linear AI model with fewer parameters and a small data sets optimized for your quick and repetitive tasks. So here the parameters are the variables. You can just think about parameters are variables. The large language models are trained on hundreds of billions of parameters. Here they are trained on millions of parameters. They are suitable for mobile and low resource environments. They can just do small tasks for you. Simple language processing tasks, categorization, summarization, many more. So what are some popular small language models? DistilBERT, it's a compact version of BERT optimized for speed and efficiency. Albert, efficient memory saving small language model. TinyBERT, MiniLM, these are some small language models. They are not trained on billions of parameters, but the millions of parameters, and they are very much useful to the your environments actually. So what are some advantages of small language models? So efficiency, you have fast response times, they're cost effective because they don't take much of your compute time, and they are easy to operate. Their usability in limited environments, that is ideal for mobile devices and edge computing, that is your mobiles and all those things. You can use these small language models. They can be trained for specific tasks. With large language models, they are like generalist, and small language models also for some specific tasks. Just remember the difference between these main large language models and small language models. That large language models are like big complex tasks, and small language are for simple tasks. So what are some limitations of small language models? So limited contextual understanding. Since they are not trained on a higher number of parameters, they'll have limited contextual understanding. That doesn't mean that they not perform, like they are for simple tasks. They have less versatility. They're primarily suited for simple or repetitive tasks. Lower accuracy, they may not perform on which require some deeper understanding. And some restricted use cases, they're often used for narrow specific tasks where full scale models aren't necessary. So let's have a distinction between large language models parameters wise. Like if you see GPT-4 estimated over 170 billion parameters, and Palm 2 it is estimated over 540 billion parameters. They are trained on this number of parameters. Llama 2 models range up to 70 billion parameters. Whereas small language models, Distilbert, it handles up to 66 million parameters. Albert up to 12 million parameters. TinyBert, it is trained on around 14 million parameters. So the main difference between large language models and small language models is the parameters wise. LLMs handle billions of parameters. Small language handles millions of parameters. But on big complex tasks are being handled by large language models, and small repetitive tasks are being handled by small language models. So this is a major distinction between these large language models. As we grew, there is a lot of enthusiasm like what to operate and all, but enterprise level and everything they are working on, like large language models, they are increasing the number of parameters to increase more number of parameters, and also small language models for specific use cases. Thanks for your patient hearing. We are providing insights on the latest AI advancements in this space. Do catch here, do come here, just explore the concepts. We are just providing the simple impetus for you to just learn what is happening. It will just only serve as a pointer to you to explore more. Thanks for watching. See you again.